everyone. I want to start off by yelling Happy New Year, but I also have to say welcome back to the I Win Morning Show. Now, before I do anything else, it is very noticeable that the dynamic trio is a dynamic duo today. Dr.
Yeah,
Danny's birthday is hitting at the beginning of the year, and so
yeah.
she is going to join us again on next Monday. However, Dr. Danny has asked everyone to send her birthday cards for her birthday, something that she's doing new this year. Now, if you know anything about me, I love to mail people cards. I love to send letters in the mail. It's a way for me to honor my ancestors, in particular, my great grandparents who I lived with while my parents were in college, and they were born early 1900s. That's how they communicated. So I do that as a way to honor and remember them. So if you are missing Dr. Danny this morning, she is asking people to send her birthday cards so you can message me, you can connect with us through educational entities. She's doing this because on last year, around this time, of her birthday, she also lost her biggest champion, who is her mom. And so
hmm
her mother would always send cards to her, and she would also send cards to other people. And so in a way to continue her legacy and remember her, but also celebrate her birthday, Dr. Danny is collecting cards. So again, if you know me personally, reach out to me. If you don't know us and you're just tuned in, you can send us a message and we can get you that P.O. box to send those birthday cards to Dr. Danny, who is a part of our I Win Morning Show team.
I win
She
morning show.
she was going to come on in with the background today with the jingle, but I got to wait till next week. I'm going to be in good voice next week anyway. So
Oh,
we're going to wait for
okay.
the jingle on next week. But I wanted everybody to know that Dr. Danny is bringing in the new year intentionally by reflecting, getting herself ready for the year, celebrating her birthday, also remembering her mother. And so for those who may be grieving, who are dealing with separation of a loved one, we are sending our hearts, our thoughts to you this
Yeah,
morning for 2023. Now,
yeah.
JT, the brand master, my friend, my business partner, we are back. The I
We're
Win Morning
back.
Show is back. It's 2023. It's so funny because in 2022, not just too long ago,
Not just
I
too
was
long.
knocking down y'all doors like, hey, listen, I got to bring this morning show back. Will you do it? Please, please, please. And you and Dr. Danny was like, okay, yeah, sure. We'll get up early in the morning and talk about how great God is with, complete strangers. Cool, right? I
Complete
mean,
strangers.
anybody want to sign up to do this, please message us and let us
Please hit us
know.
up because I'm this year. I'm taking one Monday off each month. I am.
Okay, so
Just
JT
letting you
says he's
know.
taking off one Monday. Let me make sure I write that down in my notes, guys.
Please, because when
Happy
y'all
New
don't see
Year.
me, you'll know why. That's it.
One Monday, JT will be here every Monday, 7:15 for the I Win Morning Show. Because
Okay.
guess what? We want to make sure that you guys win. Now, we had some great conversations as we have kicked off the morning show, but we want to say again, good morning to everyone. Now, if you are checked in, I need for you to go ahead. You got your colleagues, your buddies who are up. They're on their way to work. Some people are already back
Share,
to the habit. Share
share,
this
share.
out. I'm excited about returning to the office on tomorrow. I know that might
Oh,
sound
that's nice.
crazy, but I
Why?
love what I do, and so
Okay,
I
okay.
love to be
That's
able to
it.
get back to that, and I really want to help people to
Do you
get
have
to
your
what they
clothes
love.
already laid out, like pressed and ironed and laid out on the bed for
They are not
tomorrow?
on the bed,
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, now let me tell you, I'm black, so I'm real black. You got to make your space work. So
Okay.
you get this good wall behind me, right?
Okay.
And then I have my plants in front of the desk. Uh,
Okay.
I got the ancestors all around me, and then I got clothes on the side too. It's got to be a walk-in closet and the office and storage. I might have to add me a little kitchenette
So let
up
me
in
ask
here.
you something. This is no shade. I'm asking, and I asked you this the other day, but you hung up when I was asking the question. But it
So let me get.
was when you say, "Hey, I'm headed to the office." Are you literally headed to a legit place outside of your home, or are you talking about your office you're in right now?
At times, I'm channeling Whitney at this moment. At times, I could be traveling to the office, which is also known as Allen's Printing Company, but I also could be traveling, across the hallway.
Because I wondered one day, you was like, office. Yeah, I'm on my way to the office. And I was like, dang, he got there quick. I'm like, his office must be closed, but I didn't think you were talking about, we're learning in 2023. Okay.
We're learning. We're learning every day. Because I believe the children are our future. That's what Whitney
Come
told
on.
us. Listen, speaking of Whitney, if you have not seen the movie, I Want to Dance with Somebody, shout out to Barney Jackson.
I'm playing.
We had an exclusive theater. Exclusive. I like to say exclusive. But it was really cool. Good friends, loved ones got together. We saw the movie. It was phenomenal. I love Whitney. I have a Whitney story. It's going to be in my book, though. So you have to stay tuned to that. But I love Whitney Houston. I agree with my great-grandfather.
You never told me no Whitney story.
That's because you got to read the book.
I'm not going to read no book and wait for everybody. Like, I'm just...
Yeah, you got to read the book. You've got to read the book. But I do want to shout out my great-grandfather, Poppy. He worked at the Norfolk Naval Base. And after he served in the armed forces, of course. And his statement is, Whitney Houston's voice is like God singing. And when he said that, I was like, wow. I really was. I was like, if you really sit down and think about it, there's a performance in the movie, I think, that just captivates that. But we love Whitney. Shout out to all of the people who know that the voice is Whitney. All right, y'all, we are into it. Listen, we appreciate you guys tuned into the I Win Morning Show. Now, the I Win Morning Show is powered by Allen's Printing Company that we were talking about just a few minutes ago, and also Lily's Foundation. Two things that I absolutely love that are near and dear to my heart. Our team, Dr. Danny, JT, the brand master, and of course, Professor JBA, we are excited about motivating, inspiring, and empowering you to win and start off your week. Now, this is really important because we are a mobile church. We could be a mobile church on the move, but we are really centered on faith, right? We're really centered on...
Come on, Navy, my first duty station.
Yes, Navy. That was what. Don't do this to me because
you remember we met Camille at the party.
Yes, I do remember Camille from the party. Yes, Camille, my grandfather was there too. So yes, see.
Come on, great people. Okay, go in.
Now,
go in. Oh, okay. You are.
I'm not. But I do want everybody to go ahead and go in to the Educational Entities website. Get connected to our shows. Now, these are just preliminary announcements because we're filling in for the affirmations. However, I do want you guys to know that way on Wednesdays is returning for season 3.
Yeah.
This month on Wednesdays at 6
p.m. That way.
Yes.
Let me put it. I want to add to that.
Add to it.
That way is a really great conversation led by this Black creative brainiac. He's like a mini Jason, but he's polished a little bit. Okay, just a little, not too much, just a little. But it's a really good conversation, y'all, and it's the way he thinks, the way he converses about real issues and bringing it up through education. Being a Black male, it is phenomenal. So make sure y'all are tuning in when we start putting this information out there.
Yes, that was an awesome plug. And the students with the No Cap Zone will return in March of 2023. We're excited for
and
Javon.
No cap means don't lie.
Yeah, this is like real talk. No cap, like no cap.
So if somebody says me
don't try to date
cap,
me either. Don't try to make me to be old because I got to explain no cap. I'm not doing that. We know what no cap is.
Somebody sent me a blue hat and I thought they wanted me to purchase, but are they saying that I'm lying? Like, is that what that means?
They could be agreeing with you. I would have to see that to interpret that. But the No Cap Zone returns March 2023 with the students. Is going to be awesome. They will be back on Wednesdays as well. So let me just say, guys, go to Educational Entities.
You're capping. Come on, Raymond. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ray. Because I think they was saying that I was lying, but I'm sending them back some emojis right now.
Yeah, go ahead and send them back those emojis right now and tell them they can meet us in the No Cap Zone on Wednesdays. Now, last but not least, on Mondays, I'm just loving to talk to you guys on Mondays because at 7:15 a.m. I will be on the I Win Morning Show, but at 7:15 p.m. I'm bringing Speak Black Man to Mondays, and it's going to be really exciting. An exciting series every Monday, y'all, not just the first Wednesday. Every Monday, it will be Speak Black Man. Wow,
it's gonna be every Monday? Okay.
Every Monday. It's gonna mirror the one-on-one series that I had on Atlanta. Shout out to my Bright Bean family that really helped me get into this space, and so I want to acknowledge that. But
I'm not gonna be on Monday night.
It'll be similar to the one-on-one series that I did before. It'll be Speak Black Man, and it will definitely be connecting to my new book that's coming out. Suit Swag and Success.
Jason,
JT, don't show the cover of the book yet because we're not revealing it.
Jason, you making moves early. I mean, you coming out swinging. Come on, huh? You coming?
I was trying to do that. That was smooth too. We didn't play. I'm about to cut. I know Dr. Danny is like, they ain't affirmed not one person yet. Listen, y'all, we're gonna give y'all some affirmations, but we're gonna do it a little different. Dr. Danny had given us an assignment. And so if you are watching, I want you guys to make sure that you are writing down what your goals are. And this is important. And I want to share this story in the affirmation segment of why this is important. This time last year, I reached out to Dr. Danny and I told her about this vision. And, we had conversations after her mother passed. And I told her, I said, God really spoke to me. And I think that it would be so beneficial if you came on the I Win Morning Show and shared with us your good grief conversations that she's been leading with people who are grieving. And so that was a goal of mine that I had that impacted somebody else. And now her gift is impacting others. And so what I want to affirm to people this morning as we tap into the spirit of Dr. Danny is, are you setting your goals for you, or are you setting your goals for your purpose? Because I believe that God purposed us to impact people, places, and things. And so what I see a lot of people doing, which is not a bad thing, but I want people to win and tap into more. When you're setting your goals, think outside of just what you want and need. Think about those who are connected to you. Think about the people who you want to impact. Think about your territory. Now, let me throw this back out to those in the faith community. When you sing songs like Enlarge My Territory, who are you trying to impact? Are you trying to just impact you, or are you trying to impact the masses? So affirm yourself by making sure that when you're doing your goals, you're aligning it to your purpose. And so, Dr. Danny, we can't wait to have you back next Monday, but we want you to know that we are working on our goals. So I'm going to turn it over to the brand master now to bring us some inspiration, because that's what he does. He does the remix and gives us a little, I like to say, gives us a little mini sermon to help us start off the day. So,
well, I'm going to start playing some videos, y'all, for mine. It's only going to be once a month, but I got some videos I'm going to be bringing to you all to watch. But today's inspiration is just 2 words. Start now. All right? Please, if you have started this year and you are here and you are ready to make some phenomenal moves, I know some of you are procrastinators, some of you are perfectionists, some of you are individuals who are trying to wait for everything to come together. I'm encouraging you today to start now, okay? And you may say, well, where do I start? Start with the thing that's going to allow you to be consistent, and it's going to allow you to get started right now. If it's something that you got to study, if it's something that you got to build up to or get money, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the things that can get you moving, get you on your way. So do not worry if you have not wrote your resolution, or if you have not done any of that work. It's okay. Find that one thing today. Let's get started and let's begin to make moves. You have no more excuses this year. All right, peeps? Let's make the impact so the world can shake when we start moving. There we go.
All right. Get started. Hey,
Get
I'm
started.
down with that. Get started. And I will say, JT, that you already know this because we work together. I start my new year in November. I'm already starting to plan what is the year going to look like. I already knew this is what the vision is from God that we're going to do for the foundation. Here is what the Educator's Voice blog is going to be presenting. We have new writers that we're elevating their voices this year. But I was working on that well before January 1st. So now that it's the 2nd, I'm already in motion. I'm already ready to move.
Already going.
That's how I also would teach my students when I was in the classroom. Who's saying that seems weird after 18 years, saying like when I was in the classroom. Once a teacher,
You've
always
been
a
teaching
teacher.
for 18 years?
I've been in education for 18 years. I've also been an administrator before.
Wow.
So now
you must be getting ready to turn 50.
One day I will be, and I'm excited about that. Let me tell you, y'all can age shame all y'all want to, baby. I want to be an old man. All right, I want to be an old man. We need black men to live. Don't get me on that. Don't get me preaching on that. But
you gonna get a cane? You gonna get a little cool little cane and
I have a walking stick. Now I would let you guys. Y'all have seen me with my walking stick before in the mornings, but yes, I do have several walking sticks. I am anticipating to be older, if that's the will of God for me. Now we want black people to live, and while we're on that, we got to take care of ourselves, mind, body, spirit. This is still in the season of Kwanzaa. I definitely believe in the principles of Kwanzaa. I last taught at Seven Pillars Career Academy, which is founded on the principles of Kwanzaa, and I'm really charging black people as we start the new year. Really get into Kwanzaa and don't just say, "Oh, it's in the end of December, so I missed it." No, pick up a book about Kwanzaa, get connected to those principles, and we should be applying those things throughout the year if we're serious about Black lives really, mattering to people, right? If we're serious about financial gain, if we're serious about, our faith, if we're serious about bringing families and communities together, we should be serious about that. However, that's just my thoughts on it. Now, JT, we are 35 minutes into the 7 o'clock hour, but I want to ask a question.
Ask the question.
I want to go ahead and get to the big question because you guys already know we are at the new year, and there's a such thing called resolutions. People have vision parties, but we're gonna get straight to it. I want to know. Actually, I take that back. I got to do one more thing, y'all, because last night, Mama Ingrid, I don't know if she's watching the show. We're going to let somebody tag her in, but I just want her to know that I did make this public service announcement. That I joined in the number of people last evening watching Worst Cooks in America. And let me tell you that it was so cool. It was super awesome. Now, I have found out some information recently that my students, this is why I wish I was in the classroom, because see, I would be like teacher of the year again and again. But I would really be teacher of the year because one of their favorite social media personalities just happens to be somebody that we know. Nick Traywick, who was on Worst Cooks in America.
Come on.
Is a social media, phenomenon. It is awesome. I follow him on social media, and I had not known that this creative young brother is related to our amazing host of the I Win Morning Show. So, guys, listen, you have to go. Now, I know I asked you to subscribe to the I Win Morning Show. We're going to ask you that a million times. But I do have one more assignment to ask you. Check out Worst Cooks in America. Check out Nick Traywick. He is a social media influencer. It is hilarious. And let me tell you, if you are a teacher and you were teaching during the Dora age, you're gonna love it. I'm telling you, y'all, it is hilarious. And guess what? Add some laughter into the new year as you go out and you do things. All right. So now we are ready for backpack. We are ready for the big question for today's show. And this is simple, y'all. Y'all know we don't give y'all anything that's too hard, but we want you to be engaged with the question and the conversation. So
Talk
here
back
it is.
to us.
The big question is, how are you bringing in the new year? How are you bringing in the new year? Parents, I want to know, how are you bringing in the new year with your children, families? How are you bringing in the new year with your loved ones? Educators, how are you bringing in the new year with the last half of the year, the last semester we're going into? I want to know, what are your thoughts? How are we handling burnout? Right? Because, you know, you're getting off of a break and it's going back to work. So we want to know all those things. Now, JT, you know, we've got to kick the people off with the conversation first on how are you bringing in the new year. So let's kick it off for my brother. How are you bringing in the new year?
I'm bringing it in a good mental space, but I'm bringing it in by building some stronger structure and honestly creating other spaces to empower my spirituality. Basically, that is the goal. Awesome. Because I've already have been in motion with getting the work done. It's just that fear sometimes of building that consistency, building that discipline. Because here's the truth: is there's a lot of things that I don't know my great self to be in. Like, I don't know what it feels like to be consistent for something over 3 years and start seeing the growth and managing it. So it gets overwhelming and I get anxiety and I start self-sabotaging because when things start going well and I'm seeing things being built, it begins to feel like, okay, but what's getting ready to go wrong? What's getting ready to knock me off my feet? And then I began to create these moments that are probably would never have been there if I just would have kept trusting the consistency, the structure, and the support that I've built around myself. So it's just staying consistent, building, and not rushing to try to finish something, but literally taking time to say, hey, we've only been doing this or that, whatever, for this amount of time. Keep going at it. Don't feel lesser than because somebody's been doing it for 7 years. You rock your 1, you rock your 6 months, whatever it is. So it's just not getting into my own head, building up my spirituality, and just keep building that foundation that I started in 2017. Because come May, I would have been full time, I believe, 7 years.
Wow.
No, not 7, 6 years. There we go. So yeah, that's it.
That's good, man. Listen, Mariah Carey said, "Love takes time." I don't know if y'all remember that.
No.
She did say that in the 90s. She said that love takes time. That's the song, y'all. I give a lot of song references.
Time?
Love takes time.
I don't know that
and
song.
And things in this life, they take time. My example would be, and JT knows this, one of the goals was we're getting out Suit Swag and Success for 2022. We're gonna make sure it's done. We're getting it out. Boom. I was like, my first book, we're ready. Well, we did finish it. I met that goal on the last day of 2022. It was uploaded. It was ready. Book is designed. Bam. But it took much longer than I had anticipated because there were some major blessings that happened in 2022 that I wasn't anticipating. And so, to JT's point, you have to be readily
that's
available.
A classic. I don't know that song. What's the
that
name
is
of the
a classic.
Song?
Love takes time to heal when you hurt
I'm
it
about
so
to play
much.
it.
No, don't play it because that might really send me in. We're not gonna play that. But now, while we have your attention, guys, everybody has been caught up as long as I can remember, and it was conflicting. And I'll be honest with you guys because I did grow up in the church, and it was conflicting because people had New Year's resolutions, but if you were, in the church, you had a vision. It was like, what is your vision? What are your goals? What do you want to do? Same tactics, right? It's the same thing. Top 5 New Year's resolutions. What are your top 5 things? How are you bringing in the new year? What are the things that you're seeking out to change? I know that people start off by saying, new year, new me. Here's my thing. I still have on clothes that I bought in 2022. I brought the same hair in with me. I got some new growth.
You had on those clothes?
I had these clothes in the year of 2022. Yes, I did. So
I thought you
no new clothes just yet. I haven't
Saturday.
No, not Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I haven't, received a whole new wardrobe for a new year. I'm just thinking about when people make these statements, right? About, new year, new me. I'm making resolutions. Last year, I noticed that people who, maybe a little fun shade here, but people who I worked with, people who I knew, throughout the year, we started the year and I'm sending messages and I'm like, okay, how are we working and what projects? And no response. And at first I was like, well, what did I do? Why are they not responding? And later in the year, as one of my good friends and I were reflecting on just how we've grown, I was like, man, this is so interesting. Because in my early 20s, and maybe, we thought it was cute to do that. Well, I'm growing and I'm changing, and so I need to cut people off, and I need to, not talk with people. And it seems like, yeah, that's cute and that's growth, that you're being strong, and sometimes you got to just cut things away. But my perspective in growing and seeing how I have grown and having that done to me now in my 40s, I was like, you know what? I wish I was strong enough to just say, hey, I need to go in a different direction. I got to love you from afar. Or, hey, we had, our friendship was here. We were able to hang out every Friday at the pit stop, but I got to go in a different direction. So no love lost. If I see you, I see you. But
yeah,
I wish I had the strength then to just be a little bit more upfront so that I wouldn't have to be in my 40s or 50s or 60s, working with people, building with people, and then just automatically cutting them off and not responding to them, because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, because that's what society teaches us to do. And so just being a little bit more intentional when we set New Year's resolutions. Are we setting these for us? Or are we setting these based off of others' expectations for us?
Yeah.
I'm just going to end it on that. Go ahead.
No. And I want to say that I've learned, because I used to be in that mode of, oh, you're different. Cut. Oh, you ain't got cut. The truth is, if I'm really focusing on me and I'm grinding and I'm making my moves, anything that cannot move with me has to adjust. And the adjustment either is going to be they're going to be dropped off, or they're going to be adjusting to actually flow in the pace that I'm trying. But I don't believe that a lot of times that we really have to cut people off. Now, there are times, yes, if somebody is violating, if somebody has really disrespected you, I get it. But a lot of those that we're running into, it's not that. It's just, if you focus on who you are and what you're doing and how you're moving forward, it's easier to manage those type of people that are connected that should not be for you. And that's all I've done. That's all you do. I think now too, like, and here's the one thing too, Jason, sometimes we don't want to have the hard conversation. Sometimes if we do need to sit with somebody and talk, we don't want to have the hard conversation to acknowledge and say, hey, this is what I want to do, or this is what I'm doing. How do you feel, or where do you go? So this is what I tell people when things are shifting. We've been running the race, right? I take the model of running the race, right? On track, right? So we're in the stadium and we've been running the race together on the field, making it happen. Well, there's going to be a change. I'm not going to be on the field running with you. I'm going to be in the stands rooting for you. It's not that I've left the stadium. I'm still there. I'm just not on the grounds running with you. I may be in the stands supporting you, or I may be on the sideline waiting to get tagged back in because I need to take some time away. I really think everything sits on you. What works for you? What do you need to do? And focus on that. People will adjust. You can have the conversation. And if it is a little shift, just let them know, hey, I may not be on the track running with you, but I am in the stands supporting you.
That's awesome, JT. And I think that this is a real conversation I've seen. Now, let me tell you guys, if you've been on social media, let's be honest. We know we've seen this. People have already put out their messages. I'm cutting this off for the new year. I'm cutting this person off. I'm doing all, and I think that's great. I want people to be productive. If you're moving, you're doing something. I want us to also be a little bit more intentional about our how and our why we're doing those things, because there are ways. Keith Sweat said it best. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. And I think that a lot of times...
Is that another song?
That is another song. Now, let me tell y'all, this is how I reach children in my classroom. I would say this and they'll be like, oh yeah, my mama like that song. See, I got your attention. You paying attention. Great.
I don't know the song.
I'm going to have to take you down a R&B classic through the 90s
My
decade.
God, please.
Maybe, I don't know what's happening here, but if Dr. Danny was here, I know she's going to watch this and say, JT don't know Keith Sweat. Jesus. Listen, JT, it's okay.
I know Keith Sweat. I just don't know that song.
It's the right and the wrong way to love somebody. Ooh, Lord. Anyway, there is a right and a wrong way, and I want to connect that to the fruits of the Spirit, because regardless of whatever your faith walk is, we know that love is an eternal thing that reaches and crosses over any type of boundaries that we want to, put out there. We have to be more intentional about kindness, about how we show up with being patient with others, remembering that everything doesn't revolve around us. We're not the sun. I know a lot of people think that we're not the actual sun. Everything isn't revolving around us, even though we're connected to everything, because we're connected to everything through God. So I just want us to be mindful of how we show up and being kind to people. How we show up in regards to disagreements. We can't control people. You gotta, those are self-check things.
You cannot control people. You cannot control them. I think I was watching Best Man Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember he was like, not Best Man Holiday, the Best Man series just came out, and Lance said, Lord, change his heart. And I have to think about it sometimes. Why do we want God to change his heart? Why don't we say, Lord, allow his heart to shine, allow the trueness of who he is? And it just may be that what I'm seeing is it, even though it may not be something that I agree with. I still should be okay with it, because I also said to Lance, how you going to be here screwing every female that you can, and then when you find out that your son is a transgender, now you want to go, oh God,
we're not gonna tell everybody the series if they haven't watched it. But that is good. And I also want to say this, that God did answer that prayer, because where Lance was saying change his heart, God did change his heart. He changed Lance's heart, because at the end of the day, that's what needed to change. And sometimes Camille just, summed this up. We got to meet people in the middle of a chapter. We got to meet them where they are, because guess what? We are not always the hero in everybody's story. That's a real thing. I had to consider that myself as a teacher. Over all of the years that I have been reaching and teaching, inspiring young people, I have to realize that I am not the hero in all of their stories, because there were some students I had to be real with. Hey, you're going down this path. What do you want to choose, and how can I help you? Because at the end of the day, you've already made up your mind on what you want to do. But in that moment, I wasn't the hero. In that moment, I could have been the encourager. In that moment, I could have been the person holding them accountable, right? In that moment, I could have been the villain, because I could have been going against what they were thinking that they wanted to do, that they necessarily couldn't see wasn't good for them. So, Camille, yes, we are not the hero in everyone's story, and I think that is a great takeaway for everyone listening today. As you're doing your New Year's resolutions,
read what Dana Williams says. I'm going into this year and every year attempting to improve me.
Okay.
That will ultimately bless others. If some fall off, it's okay. I'm not for everybody.
That's
Come
good.
on now. That's
I'm not
good.
for everybody. That is awesome. And let me tell you, I'm excited because these are people that we know, that we work with, and you should want this, right? Because I want my colleagues that I have to center myself around. If you think about this, people that you spend time with outside of your family and your village, who you work with, that's how the bills get paid. Colleagues, co-workers, are co-laborers in the things that we do. Those are people who we spend time with. You got to check the people who you're around. So all I'm saying is, if you come home frustrated, if you don't like the situation that you're in, what you can do is help shift the atmosphere, right? Now, we hear shift the atmosphere on songs and, on Christian radio, and that sounds great. But I want to make that practical. You shift the atmosphere just in how JT is. You can shift the atmosphere with laughter. You can shift the atmosphere by asking a question. You can shift the atmosphere
That's my praise band.
By sharing a resource. teeth. But that is serious though, y'all. Shift the atmosphere by connecting the people that you have to be around to different things. Exposure is important because it helps change your perspectives. I didn't say it destroys your morals and values. It just helps change your perspective so you can say, oh, I see why she gets up early in the morning, making all this noise. She in worship mode. So I may need to have the news on, while my neighbor is worshiping so I don't get all that, feedback, right? I'm just saying.
You know what I want to add? I want to say stop demonizing different. Just because something is different doesn't mean it's demonic, it's the devil. Let's stop that this year. Let's embrace it as another way, another form, something that I am not privy of knowing. And I really think that a lot of people have a hard time with difference because for some reason they think it's an attack that what they're doing is wrong. Okay. You're not wrong. A lot of things are not a right and wrong thing. It's just preference. And it's okay for me to think this way or do this or be this and you be that. We can still connect and be in the same unit together. But this year, if something's different, if something's happening and it does not, either not saying agree, but it may not be what you thought of, don't demonize it. Embrace it. Check it out. Say, okay, hey, let me try this on. Let's see what this is.
That's good.
And do with that. And if you don't, it's okay. And if something is different, do not make the person feel bad. Or don't, well, this is what we do. Well, we know this is what you do because you said it. But don't throw the shade. This shit, y'all, come on. Let's remove the shade off of that. Don't throw the little dark and the little hidden things. Let's be more, okay, that's what you want. Tell me more about it. Let me know what you feel.
Take this back to your people. Take this back to your people. Don't demonize different. And here's the reality. We got to think about this. Camille said it best. We're not the hero in everyone's story. So when that young lady comes into the church house and her clothes may be, fitted more than others, are you demonizing her? Or are you welcoming her? Are you embracing her? And then after she comes in the fold, you can say, hey, now we do dress this way here. So if you feel comfortable in this or baby, you can show up in sweatpants. I mean, we just want you to feel comfortable, but we also want you to know how we operate. Now, what was wrong with that? It was nothing wrong with saying, here's how we operate, but we understand that we're meeting you where you are. So if you feel comfortable in sweatpants or this is what you have to wear, our goal is we want to make sure that you feel welcome to come in so that we can get you the help, support, resources that you need. At the end of the day, that's the job. That's the job, right? But we get so caught up in these Americanized, standardized expectations for people that sometimes we never show up as the hero.
Yourself. You don't even put it on yourself. You create these expectations that are so far off. And most of these expectation things that we've done is really built because we have low self-esteem. We don't have any appreciation for ourselves. So what we have to do is we have to put you down. We have to pack you away just to make ourselves feel good. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday and they said that they didn't want to really get with communion. And I was like, yo, a lot of that's that old thinking. If you believe in God and you trust in him and you understand that this isn't due a remembrance, this is an act of me honoring God, knowing who he is and what he's done for me, take it. Don't let these people scare you. Take that fear off, people of God.
Okay, this is the moment of inspiration again. I caught that mini sermon that quick.
Just a little bit.
I caught it. All right, now listen, I want to go here. Just to, while we're talking about the new year, we're talking about resolutions. I want to, just a little bit of a debate because this is the ELA teacher in me. Is it Happy New Year's with the S, or is it Happy New Year? Is it New Year? What is it, y'all? Because I am shocked that in 2023, there is still a large amount of people who do not know the difference between Happy New Year and Happy New Year's. I want y'all to come on and chime in and let me know because I took screenshots of all of the people on Facebook. I'm sorry, y'all. That may have been petty.
You did?
Because after 3 people,
I won't call
said, wait a minute.
Out.
It is more than 3 people that are saying Happy New Year's? And these aren't young people because y'all know that like Generation Alpha, they not on Facebook. Let me just be clear about that before y'all say that the children can't read and they illiterate. I ain't even talking about their generation. I'm talking about us.
Come on.
This is our people. Happy New Year's, y'all. I thank y'all in the chat, in the messages are saying no S. It's
No
the
S.
new year. It's the new year. It's 2023.
Oh, look at
it's
this.
1 year.
Look at this explanation. So
Yeah, I like
Camilla's
that.
been
Thank
giving
you,
it
Brian.
Williams. I think people get confused between the years of Happy New Year's Eve versus Happy New Year. I agree.
Come
But
on
if
to
that's
this
the
ELA
case,
lesson.
they got to take the S off of a lot of words because we're still putting S on a lot of words that we should not be.
One famous
I'm
word
calling that
is
out.
Kroger's. You going to the Kroger's? Go on
There's
up
no
there to
S
that
in
Kroger's
Kroger's?
and give me some bread.
There's not an S in Kroger? Hold on. Hold on.
Maybe it is an S at
Hold on.
Kroger's.
Hold on.
Maybe it is
Hold
an S at
on.
Kroger's. I thought it was Kroger. Maybe it is an S at Kroger's. Maybe
Oh,
not the
it
best
ain't
example.
no S in Kroger.
I was about to say,
Wow.
I did not. Mine versus my. That was a better one, Camille. Mine versus my. Y'all, I like this conversation. Let me tell you why. Because I'm an ELA teacher, reading teacher by trade.
It's
And
mine. But it's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Red
Red
Lobsters.
Lobsters.
Thank you, Dana.
Yes.
I thought me and Dana had this conversation a while ago. I was like, Kroger, y'all. It's not Kroger's. Ooh, Jesus.
I didn't know the founder's last name. I didn't know that.
It was
Kroger
Kroger.
has
And let
the
me tell
best
y'all,
commercial.
I don't
They
care
do
how
that
educated
stuff
you
low.
are, it crosses those lines because I've been in schools where the same teachers that talk down about the parents, right? Because I'm a teacher, but I'm gonna put us out there too. Every teacher ain't me. But for my colleagues who do have things to say about parents and they illiterate and they don't know anything, y'all be asking those same parents to go on up to the Kroger's to get some
Come on.
snacks, to get
Yes.
some supplies. Can you go on
Ooh.
up to the Kroger's right quick for me, teachers?
Look at this.
Because y'all educated. I'm just saying.
Versus yours all of that.
Let's
we need-
have
we
that
need to- we
apostrophe
need to walk through
conversation,
that.
please. You know we are
Yes.
gonna do that when Dr. Danny is back because that's gonna be a big question. I ain't gonna get a big question though, because y'all gonna already know. So you gotta stay tuned to see what the
Yes,
big
sir.
question for that show is going to be. All right, guys, listen, we're getting ready to wrap up in a little
All
bit,
in.
but I do want to share some of the things that I am doing to bring in the new year. One, I told you guys I start my planning for all of the things that I'm working with in November. That's when I start the new year. I start closing out things, being very reflective, and also getting ready for, the next season, which is also the next year. Now, one of the things that I do and have done for a while, I write letters to my family members and I've added in my loved ones. So it's not a New Year's resolution. It's just something that I do to bring in the new year. My father does a lot of funeral programs through our family business called Allen's Printing Company. And when my parents are meeting with families who have lost a loved one of the things that is so common is that people are so shocked. They learn more about their loved one after they've passed away since the time that they had with us here. And I would sit in those meetings and I would just, see those examples happening time and time again. And it motivated me to say, you know what, when my time comes, I want people to know me. I want them to know how I feel about them. I want them to know my intentions for them, what I'm praying for. I want them to know. And so that is why I write these letters. This is a lot of letters.
A lot of them.
When people are like, I'm going out shopping and I'm like, I'm doing some work in the office. A lot of times my work in the office is doing things like this to empower my village and the people around me. So yes, one of the things that I do to help bring in the new year is to write letters to those in my family, especially the elders in my family, asking them specific things like, hey, I'm acknowledging that you are growing in age, but I want to remember grandma and them. So I need your story. I need to know your experiences so that the generations after me will not only be speaking my name, but they'll be speaking you all's names as well. And so I wanted to share that as my New Year resolution. You know, that's one thing that I do outside of planning early. Is having a good book. Reading is fundamental, y'all. I love to read. I got Viola Davis's book for Christmas, so I'm excited about that. But that's how we're bringing in the new year. And I think JT said it best. Get started. Get started, y'all.
There it is.
Started. Now, as we get ready to close out for the morning, what are some things that you guys are excited about? Now, I know we had a lot of commentary in the comments. So thankful for that. Don't forget to like and share this conversation. Connect with us on Educational Entities. But JT, what are some things outside of the book? That might be for me. Excuse me. What are you excited about for 2023?
Just seeing the expectation and the growth that I'm going to have over my life, and what we're getting ready to see happen in my friends' lives. Just excited. I'm really learning how to really be on a journey and showing up, not with everything perfect, but showing up and taking this journey. So I'm excited about the journey, man. What about you?
I'm excited about the journey too. I actually was excited just hearing you being excited about what your friends are going to do. I feel the same way. I'm really, really excited about what's going to transpire in the lives of those in my village. Of course, my family, my nieces are growing in age. You know, this really cool guy, Dr. Raymond Burke Allen, believes that I'm a great person, and I think he's so wise for that. And so I'm excited that, you know, hopefully we'll be able to build out our family this year. So I'm excited about 2023. I think that it's going to be a year of recovery for a lot of people who have gone through some tough seasons of battling depression and grief. And showing up as your best self is important because there are so many people who need your light. So I'm excited about people coming into their own, you know, reclaiming their time. I really believe it's a season of restoration and recovery. And so let's go out, let's reclaim those things that may have been lost, especially when the pandemic hit. You know, let's go back, reclaim things, people that we lost, let's reclaim their legacy. But also people that we still have here with us. How are we reclaiming those that we may have thrown away or overlooked or pushed to the side? Something to think about as we go into.
Let's think it.
As we go into the new year. All right, guys. Dr. Danny, we miss you. Now,
miss you,
can't
friend.
Wait to next week. I do want to say this too, guys. We are going to be moving to the YouTube channel. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook, don't worry. It'll still be shared on Facebook. But we're going to be going live on YouTube. So, you've got to connect with us on YouTube. You go to educationalentities.com. You will see the YouTube icon. You just click it, go to it. Or you can go to YouTube and type in Educational Entities 788. I remember the 788.
What's 788? Well, we'll talk about that later.
788 is, y'all, that's another show. JT trying to bring up another show. But listen, guys, we are out. Happy New Year. First Monday of the year. We hope you are inspired. We're going to be talking more about going into the new year and how we are bringing in this new year with a changed mindset, different perspective, and most importantly, a heart of love.
Yeah.
And that's it for me, y'all. JT Brandmaster, what else you got to say for us, brother?
That's it, man. Y'all have a phenomenal Monday, and we will see y'all next week.
All right, Dr. Dana, we love you. Happy birthday.
Love you. Peace.
It's your birthday.